I'm really happy to be here. This is really, really exciting. I want to thank everybody who helped get us here, AHC and Habitat for Humanity for working with us. I want to thank Jeff Waldstreicher and Delegate Jared Solomon for your help at the state legislative level. And I want to thank Director Scott Bruton, who I could not convince to come back from Europe to do this today. But he's here in spirit and has been a crucial part of the work we've been able to do. You know, when I got elected and I had ideas for what I thought we could do, I was told you can ask for too much and you're not going to get what you ask for. When we put out the RFP for this project, we said what we wanted. We said high affordability. We wanted ownership in some of these units. And I'll tell you, even in the nonprofit community today, I'm not saying anything that's secret. It's very hard to get nonprofits even to do ownership. As much as we all know how important that is to generational wealth, we are still struggling to get everybody on board with the idea that we need to focus on what we can do with ownership. This is an example of what we can do, and I hope it's an example of what we can do more of. But we were able to get the kind of units we wanted, the spread of units we wanted, ownership available to people at 40, 50, and 60% of very median income, which in shorthand is not much money, not enough to live any place else in the county. And it's just remarkable that we were able to do that. And so without partners, and that's the other thing, selecting partners whose mission is not just to build buildings and walk away with whatever is profitable out of that, but whose mission is actually to build affordable buildings. You don't have to convince them to figure out how to make this as affordable as possible, to create as many opportunities for as many people as possible, because there is this major problem with affordability in the county. They don't need convincing. And I like working with people who don't need convincing. You don't want to have to sell people that there's a need for something that we all know darn well there's a need for. So I'm really excited that we were able to do this, and you're going to see more projects coming. We asked for proposals for the 6-acre site. It is astounding to get 3 and 4 bedroom units. We talk about affordable housing, a lot, but this is really truly an example of what it could be. I will say there's some other big projects that are happening. There's the groundbreaking or an opening in Silver Spring and Forest Glen. MHP is also working on a major project in downtown Wheaton. These projects are almost all going to be entirely affordable. So it is possible to do this. And so we're going to keep doing that. We put a bunch of properties on the market, our parking lots. In the last few months, I guess things have picked up again. We've started getting offers and proposals on some of our parking lots, but I still have parking lots for sale. And the deal's the same as it was for this. Not only did the county put in $25 million, which is about 1/4 of this whole project, the county put in the land. Because we had a discussion, so they don't have to eat that. So why don't we just eat it in the beginning and just say, here's the land, do what we need you to do. And that's what they did, and it was worth putting the money in. That's what we're willing to do with our parking lots. For developments like this, the land is something, we don't have debt on it, we're not paying bonds on it. This is something we can do in order to achieve a goal, and this is something we're going to keep trying to do. It's a model we can replicate, and it's a partnership with nonprofit organizations that helped us leverage this funding. Our $25 million, 99 years of affordability, and a commitment to future residents and future generations. There are 195 homes here, it's 168 rental apartments, 24 condos, 3 tranches of condos at 40, 50, and 60% of AMI. I think that's the breakdown in the condos. 8 units in each category. And then 3 single-family homes, which I was here for the opening. I know Natalie was here, and I think Kate was here for the opening of that a month ago or so, which is also, it's all part of this one big development. So you've got a full range of 1 and 2 bedroom apartments, 64 3-bedroom units, and 9 4-bedroom units. You don't find those anywhere. But again, we asked for it, and we got it. Of all these units, 25 are below 30% of AMI, 25 homes are below 30 for a family of 4, which is $46,000. A majority of the homes are for people earning 50% of AMI or less. That's under $77,000 for a family of 4. And the 3 single-family homes are for households at 70% of AMI, which is about $108,000 for a family of 4. Again, things you're not going to find out there in the marketplace. And you add in the child care, a half-acre park, access to MilcoNet. I want to thank my TEBS mission. If you don't know it, Montgomery County is using its TEBS offices, our Technology and Business Services Office, to extend Wi-Fi into low-income apartment buildings around the county. And I want to thank my TEBS people for working on this, because you're smiling, you know, stand up and take a round. You know, your work. There's nothing like COVID to show you what it means to not have internet at home. Because if you can't get access to internet and you're a student in Montgomery County, good luck doing the work you're expected to do. And so many kids that computers and internet's become a foregone conclusion for everybody, but it's not a foregone reality for everybody. So getting this in here and getting in here at an affordable price so somebody doesn't have to carve out $130 a month out of their income to pay for the service is a good thing. This is why we're focusing on producing, preserving, and protecting affordable housing, and Allian Place is so much of what I think is important here. Some of the other fun projects, the Chimes of North Bethesda, where there are 163 affordable units underway. In Hillendale in the East County, where there has been no project of this size in 50 years, 460 affordable housing units are going to be built at what's called the New Hampshire Avenue Gateway, New Hampshire Avenue and the Beltway. 460 affordable units in a place that had virtually no housing investment for the last 50 years. You have $60 million for affordable housing services in our budget. We have a total budget of $121 million for production and preservation. We've got loans to support 15 developments that will create or preserve 2,000 affordable housing units. We have $2 million, an increase in homeowner support for first-time home buyers, and we continue to funding for rent stabilization, because until we can build enough affordable housing for everybody, we have to keep the housing that exists here from running away. And I want to give you a cautionary tale. In the year 2000, this county has 42,000 naturally occurring affordable housing units. By the time we get to 2030, we probably won't have 10,000 of those units left. Some of them will be erased because powers to be decided that low-rise affordable units should be replaced by high-rises. I don't think it was a good decision, but it's decisions that we made. Others of it disappear simply because of rent increases. When you have no cap on rent increases, you can drive everything to the market, and you know people are desperate, then you can charge anything you want. And one of the problems with being low income in this world and in our world is that where people like me and you can probably walk with our feet. If a landlord raises the rent too high, I can go shopping. I've got enough disposable income, I can pick a landlord that I think I can get a good deal from. If you're in a situation with a limited income, you're making $40,000, $50,000 a year, there aren't shopping options. There are not empty spaces. People are doubling up to live in apartment buildings, not finding the single units that they want. So this population that we're trying to serve here, and we're continuing to try to build for, are the people with the least options who are paying the highest portions of their income just to put a roof over their head, sacrificing food, clothing, and entertainment for their kids just to stay in shelter. So the work that we're doing is important, and I look forward to continuing to work with people. We're going to continue our focus on partners who know what the mission is. There's no point in having a partner who's not on the same mission with you. So my mission, and I think your mission, is to make sure we build as much affordability as we can in the county. That's what we're going to put our resources into. And I want to thank all of you. You wouldn't be here if you didn't care. And so many of you have had a role in this that it really makes a difference. And Paul, I want to thank you. And I do want to talk to you about whatever your fun experiences were in the permitting process, because that's one of the things we want to learn more about. You know, when somebody says, I had a problem, we are committed to trying to figure out what the problem was. It doesn't do us any good to record the complaints if there's not action to deal with the complaints. So I've always invited people, you can not only bid on my property, but if you have property and you're working on it and you run into issues, please come and talk to us. Don't suffer silently. Help us help you. So anyway, thank you all very much, and this is a great moment for all of us.